Good morning, everybody. It's Roger Emerson with your Monday Music Moment. This is the fifth in a series of everything you wanted to know about composing, arranging, and publishing, at least in the choral world. And this is a little yellow today. You know, they call me Mellow Yellow, or we all live in a yellow submarine, or tie a yellow ribbon, etc. Wish I'd written one of those songs, but that's okay. I've been fortunate enough to write pieces like River Song and Shoshone Love Song and We Want to Sing, First We Must Be Friends, and We Honor You, and a host of others. And so it's fun for me to talk about composition today. And I'm going to actually do it for a number of weeks. I'm going to pick a couple songs or a song each week for maybe the next 4 or 5 weeks and sort of dissect it and give you an idea of what motivated me to write it and some of the compositional techniques that I used. The reality is I'm not an unusually skilled composer. I can't sit with pencil and paper like some people can. I need a piano. I need a harmonic instrument, guitar, or piano, auto harp, something to provide a harmonic bass for me. And then I improvise vocal melodies over the top. And that's sort of an organic way, I guess, to write songs. I've done it since I was 13. And in fact, next week I'll do a little bit of my 13-year-old first composition. It's pretty rudimentary, but I think for students it'll be fun to see where a composer starts. But for me, as I learned more chords, my songwriting, I think, got better, maybe more complex, more interesting. And there are a few compositional techniques that I picked up along the way that I'll share with you when I show you each song as we go along. I distinctly remember being 12 or 13 years old and trying to lift a Beatles song off of a record. And my mom, who was a pretty good musician, pointed out to me, I couldn't find this chord, and it wasn't 1, 4, or 5, it happened to be 2, 3, or 6. And so I was close, because there were common tones between the chords, but she sort of set me straight there, and that opened up a whole new arena for me, all those secondary chords that we have at a key. And of course, I was fortunate growing up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s when we had AM radio, where we heard everything from Vince Guaraldi, obviously, to the Beatles, and of course Earth, Wind and Fire, and Steely Dan, and Toto, and all those great groups. And of course, I'm a big fan of James Taylor, who writes great songs. Big fan of Dave Grusin, who has some great harmonic sort of approaches. Same thing with David Foster. And so I think, I'm a bit of a synthesist, I suppose, or a synthesizer, where I've taken in all these sounds and mixed them up and come up with new songs. And so it's really been a great journey for me to get a chance to write songs. I thought I was going to be a pop songwriter. In the late 60s, I was pitching songs to record companies and hoping to get a hit record. That didn't happen, but I ended up moving into music education, which I'm delighted happened, and I guess God had a plan or something for me, so it's been a great ride. If you're working on a composition unit with your students, and I hope that maybe you are in lieu of singing at this point in time, or maybe in addition to if you can sing at a distance, Jim Papoulis has a new book out with Hal Leonard that is basically a course on songwriting that you can do with your students. And I hope that you'll take a look at that. It's a little pricey. I think it's $195. But you know what? Jim Papoulis' work is terrific. He spends his life going to schools and working with students on songwriting and composition. I don't have a copy of it yet, but I'm going to get one, hopefully maybe complimentary if anyone at Hal Leonard is listening. I'd love to see how it works. I wish I'd done it myself, but I'm sure he's done a great job. And I'll see if maybe we can sort of blend some of my videos here with what Jim is doing and proposing. So anyway, I hope that you have a great week and that you're sort of settling into this new normal, at least for this year. Yeah, my horoscope said something today, and I'm not a big horoscope guy, but something about, challenges and adversity promotes growth. And I think we're all growing, and we're all really tired. I know that much because we're working twice as hard, but I'm right there with you. We will get back to normal. You can always contact me at rogeremerson.com, or you can get me on Facebook, if you have a particular question. And hey, if you've ordered the Pop Rounds book, and I know many of you have, and it was back ordered because they had some copyright things to get worked out, and you need something to tide you over until that book comes, would you please message me on Facebook or hit me at rogeremerson.com or sing678@gmail.com will get me an email, and I'll get you something to tide you over until that book comes. So, hey, until next week when I'm going to show you my first song I ever wrote, and I think maybe one of the first songs I published, We Want to Sing, and show you sort of my compositional technique there. So until then, it's Roger Emerson. Have a great week. Be well.